Welcome to Red-tastic. Am I the a-hole for not acknowledging my birth mom at my wedding? My birth mom and birth dad divorced when I was 5. My birth dad remarried and stepmom didn't want me hanging around, so I ended up with my birth mom more. However, my birth mom has a really demanding job, plus she doesn't like kids. She never mistreated me. She was just not affectionate and valued her career. So I was always being left with a babysitter or my grandma, actually meaner than my birth mom. Eating takeout, no one to take me to activities, etc. My future adoptive mom and my birth mom were actually best friends at some point. She and my adoptive dad had my brother and decided they were one and done. However, she worried that my brother would miss out on the experience of having a sibling. So she offered to babysit me, and from about 7, I spent many weekends, sometimes entire holidays, with them. Initially, my mom told me to think of her as Aunt D. She never treated me like an outsider. She gave me the same rules as my brother. Quite a lot of my interests came from activities we did as a family. When I was 9, my birth mom met a guy who was child-free. She wanted to move in with him, but he didn't want me in his house. So she planned to send me to my grandma. This really made me panic, so I told her I wanted to live with Aunt D. A very long story short, Aunt D eventually became my mom. Anyway, my birth mom didn't disappear from my life entirely. Periodically, she'd come around to take me out, buy me gifts, then off again. This is getting way too long, so fast forward, and I got married a month before COVID really hit. Anyways, I invited my birth mom and birth dad to my wedding. But I can't sit together since my birth dad brought my stepmom. So I sat on my birth mom with my mom. The ceremony goes by great. My dad walks me down the aisle, then reception. My dad and brother gave a speech and is full of anecdotes about growing up together. My husband then gives last speech, and obviously, he thanks my mom and dad for raising me. It's pretty touching. My parents and I all tear up. I didn't plan on giving a speech since I don't like public speaking, but on the day, I decide that I will just tack on a quick afterword to his. So I just basically thank his parents, my parents, and all our friends and family. It's super quick, and I didn't mention anything specifically about my birth mom or birth dad. An hour later, my birth mom comes over and angrily whispers to me about how much I humiliated her, that the whole table of my relatives knew she was my birth mom, but she didn't get a single acknowledgement. Why did I even invite her if I was going to cover up my adoption, etc.? Since then, she's been texting me a lot about her hurt feelings. According to her, being sent to live with my grandma is normal, not abandonment, and that if I hadn't asked to be adopted, she would have taken me back after a few years, so I actually abandoned her. She said quite a lot of other stuff that's been making me question myself, and that it wouldn't have been so hard to just mention her once. I'm her only child, so I guess this is her one wedding as a mom. So am I the a-hole for not mentioning my birth mom at my wedding? Information. My mom is my birth mom's friend, not my stepmom. I refer to my adoptive mom, dad, brother as my mom, dad, and brother, since that's what I've been calling them for 20 years. Edit. Thanks for your long and thoughtful reply. This thread has made me feel a lot better. I agree that she let go so easily, which means she obviously didn't want me. I couldn't write it because of the word limit, but regarding the adoption, it didn't happen overnight. It was quite complex, and my mom and dad had a lot of rules which they sat my birth mom and me down to discuss. Like, my birth mom had to let them know before contacting me that my birth mom wouldn't interfere in their parenting decisions, etc., etc. So obviously my birth mom was serious about giving me up, otherwise she had plenty of time to back out or not agree. Your birth mom is the a-hole hero, P, not you. She abandoned you for a man, and now that the relationship didn't work out the way she wanted, she's acting out. She doesn't get to be mad at you for choosing to stay with your mom instead of your grandma when she was trying to find someone to dump you with, so she could leave. She signed you away and had you adopted even though she was alive and well. That's essentially her signing away both you and her rights to you. At the time, she probably had no issue with it, but now she does, and it's too late. I'm glad you found a much better mom to raise you and a good family to be a part of. Your mom deserved the recognition you gave her. If your birth mom continues to guilt trip you or make you feel bad, just ignore her. Now for some comments. Not the a-hole. Tell your birth mom that if she wanted to be acknowledged as a mother, she should have put more effort in the relationship, and that if she wants to make more of an effort and spend more time with you, that you are open to it. Maybe write her an email about it and how you feel that your mom was really your mom because both of your parents did not spend a whole lot of time with you and she did. Not the a-hole. She actively chose a man over her own child. She was willing to dump you with relatives you didn't even like until Aunt Dee was suggested. She was a Disneyland mom. She didn't raise you and she chose to be that way. If she wanted acknowledgement for being a mother, she should have been a mother. Her actions post-wedding sound manipulative and like she hasn't done any reflection on why you might not have thought to mention her. It's still all about her, like it was when she chose to live with someone who wouldn't accept her child. Story 2. Am I the a-hole for bragging about how easy taking care of our kids is to my wife? I really don't see how I suck. Last weekend, my wife decided to have a spa day. I bought the tickets for her as an extra Christmas gift. She used them last weekend, so I had to take care of my twins alone. It was really easy. For a 4-month-old, they had very regular sleeping cycles and didn't wake me up at all. I got to bond with them a lot, and it was just cute seeing them. I updated her during Saturday night, and I could see by her tone that she was slightly jealous and homesick. When she got back yesterday, I told her about how easy it was. She then tried to hold Jake, but he immediately started crying and flailing. Then she passed him to me, which quieted him down. She said, "That's really effing unfair." She then went on a long rant about how her weekend sucked and that she was annoyed to see that I was doing better. That really hurt me. I understand her feelings, but saying that she was annoyed that I was having a good time really hurts. Then I did say, "Wow, I liked you better when you were at the spa." I immediately apologized, but I kinda meant it. She was being really rude, though that doesn't excuse me. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? Edit. I'm going to apologize, like yesterday. You're the a-hole, OP. Your words upset your wife and made her feel horrible about herself. Try to put yourself in her shoes. She stays with the kids every day and probably has a hard time with them, and then she comes home and you tell her how easy your time with them has been. This probably made her question herself and if the kids love you, who rarely cares for them more than her. You should apologize again. Find out what really upset her and reassure her about it. And please learn your lesson. Next time, don't brag after taking care of your kids for a few days. Actually take care of them and help her out whenever you can. Now for some comments. You're the a-hole. Why do you think everything was so easy? Because she put in months of work to make sure the kids kept to a tight routine. Then you come in and just assume it was the magic baby fairies. Then when she comes back having missed you and the kids, you boast about how easy living off her hard work was, give her none of the credit, and snipe at her. What the hell, dude? You're the a-hole. You know what sucks? When the partner who does less childcare finally takes over for a day, and the kids sleep, behave, and eat. But even worse than that, listening to bragging about it. Honestly, I hope she starts leaving them alone with you every Saturday, since you're so much better than she is. Next time, just tell her it went fine and you're glad she finally got a damn break. Jeez. Also, if she's breastfeeding still, the baby may have very well flailed because they smelled milk. Story 3. Am I the a-hole? My life is being turned upside down by 2 toddlers. My sister got pregnant as soon as she turned 18. She's a year younger than me, and I knew immediately that it was a bad idea. Her boyfriend was a jerk, and they fought constantly. a couple months after my nephew is born, my sister gets pregnant again. Now I'm in full-on panic mode because I know my drug alcohol addicted sister and a boyfriend could barely handle one baby, let alone two. But my mom is excited to be a grandma and got everything set up for my sister. Cribs, diapers, clothes, toys, you name it. My mom either bought it or got donations. Now, something to know about me. I hate kids, and it's only gotten worse over time. Lots of drama later. I'm skipping a good 2 years here, or this would be pages longer. My sister has been kicked out of our house, and my mom ends up taking in my niece and nephew because my sister was neglecting them. They're 1 and 2 at this point, and my disabled mother is spending all her waking and sleeping hours to take care of them and get them set up in foster care so we can at least have financial support for them. Oh yeah, and I'm working full-time to support 2 extra mouths. They've been here for 6 to 7 months when my mom promised at the time they'd be only staying for the weekend. Even at the time, I flat out refused to let them stay. But my mom can't turn away her grandchildren, and she doesn't trust their father not to take them to Mexico to spite my sister. She loves them to no end and doesn't want them to end up in the foster care system. I can understand her reasoning and see it from her perspective, but I only wish she'd never gotten attached to them, listened to my concerns before they were born. But what do I do now? Every day it's noise, messes, my house is an absolute disaster, and I'm working 40+ hours a week, while trying to get my business off the ground in my few hours of free time every day, and trying to save up enough to move out of this personal nightmare. My mom's health has declined dramatically. It wasn't stellar to begin with, and I'm constantly worried the stress is taking years off her life. Not only that, the CPS system here is a freaking joke. Not once have I been talked to in private about this situation and my concerns. My mom thinks I'm selfish for not wanting to live with emotionally traumatized, loud, messy toddlers, and is constantly guilt-tripping me for trying to save up enough money to move out. I've fought too hard to overcome my clinical depression to get stuck in this situation. I'm taking promotions and working overtime in this job that I don't care about, just to save up enough money to leave. But since I'm the breadwinner of the house, my mom's constantly reminding me that she will lose the house and won't be able to support herself when I'm gone. But I don't care. She chose those kids over her own daughter, and she knows full well what living here does to me. I rarely leave my room when I'm at home. I've gained weight and my depression is starting to return. Am I the a-hole here? Now for some comments. Not the a-hole, and everyone here saying that they're blood and you should step up to take care of them because they don't know anything else is crazy. You didn't give birth to them, you said you weren't going to help. Most likely you voiced your concern to your mom about her taking care of the kids in her condition as well. What's even worse about this situation is that you're the only one that has a job. I understand that additions to the family are great, but being forced into a role you don't want to be in is crap. You're 21, you're an adult. You're the a-hole, not because you find it difficult or don't want to be around kids, or don't want to provide financially. It's the way you seemingly dehumanize them and advocate for abandoning them to a broken system. Your mother has not chosen them over you. She has chosen to care for children who need her, as opposed to her adult child who can move out and take care of themselves. My mom worked in reforming foster care. The ugly realities such as physical and sexual abuse exist, and if she can keep them from that, she should. If this is a problem for you, you leave. Your mother should be able to get financial assistance, particularly once you're out.